pretties, and this is the second episode of Sam After Dark. So I hope you are enjoying this. I know a lot of you liked the first episode, so we'll see how it goes. So I've picked out I picked out a few stories, maybe a couple actually, depending on how. Some of them aren't too long, but I have got a few stories pulled up that I can share. So the first story is actually about going camping, so I found that really interesting. But this story is titled, "It Wasn't a Little Girl." Okay. I was camping with my husband and his family at a small, remote lake in New Mexico. There were about 10 people in our group and another group of 6 people in the next campsite. It was nighttime and both groups were doing typical activities, making s'mores, having a few drinks, and telling stories. When we all heard what sounded like a little girl yelling out for help. Neither group had children with them, but we were all positive we were hearing a little girl and decided to search the area that we heard the noises from. I can't imagine going camping and being with all my friends and then we're like all sitting around a campfire, because first of all, it's dark, you're around a fire, which is pretty relaxing, pretty fun, especially when you have s'mores or, you're roasting hot dogs, whatever you like to do. And I like out of the pitch black, you're surrounded by pitch black, and then just out of nowhere you just hear a little girl just screaming, like, or yelling out for help. Like that would be creepy. But continuing, there was a field behind our campsites, and we all saw a very tall, pure white figure standing maybe 100 feet away from us in the field making the noises. We all agreed this thing looked maybe 6 feet tall, skinny and white as can be. We made our way closer to investigate, but whatever it was that we saw started backing off as we got closer, and it disappeared into the trees. All night we continued to hear a little girl calling for help as we tried to sleep. Okay, so I'm trying to think of what that would possibly be. All you paranormal, like the people that actually investigate, you go out there, you got your cameras, you got your, equipment and stuff. What do you guys think that possibly could be, or have you experienced something like that when you're investigating out in the dark? Not necessarily camping, but hearing like what you would think a little girl calling out for help, or have you actually seen like what they're describing here, this really tall and skinny white apparition, like figure just there, and then when you get closer it's like no, not too close. Like it's like that's interesting to me. Just what I think, it could have been like the little girl crying out for help, like could it have been a skinwalker? Like, is that possible? I know skinwalkers can mimic things and stuff like that, but I don't know if I've ever heard of a skinwalker do like appearing as a tall white apparition. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about that story. I'm trying to see if there's another. Okay. So here is this story. This is called the Unrest Stop. Okay, so this is if you are traveling. So like if you've ever drove cross country, like on trips or whatever, this has got a lot to do with this story. So we'll find out. Okay, the Unrest stop. I was driving across country with my mom and sister when I was 16 and my sister was 20. It was late, but we were all well rested and still alert. We were driving along an interstate and needed gas and a bathroom break. So we stopped at the only rest stop in 200 miles. Okay, stop. I just want to make the point that I have traveled across like different places, and specifically with my mom and stepdad and my stepbrother, and we've done a lot of traveling to Utah, California, Arizona, and it all come from we left Vegas and done all of these travels. So we did not do rest stops. Okay. Thank God he did not stop at rest stops for us to use the bathroom, because no. I was already creeped out enough when we were going through Utah, and it was just flat. There is a lot of like canyons and stuff, but like the areas when you're leaving Vegas is really, you can see the mountains and everything, but it can get desolate. It can get really creepy. Like you would think wrong turn situations here, okay? Or the hills have eyes, like ugh, like just creepy stuff, okay? And so we always stopped at public restaurants or gas stations, whatever. I know that's kind of, but like gas stations way out there, but they were always, had a lot of people, type thing, like really kind of active. So yeah, no. Anyways, okay, so they stopped at a rest stop that was the only rest stop in like 200 miles. There was a van full of teenagers on a road trip at the gas station, as well as a small gray car parked at the pump in front of us with two young men standing still outside of it. Yeah, okay. That's already sounded good. When we got there, everything felt wrong. We'd been on the road for days and seen many rest stops at night, and had never been afraid until then. My mom and sister went inside and I stayed in the car. I heard the teenagers say they were creeped out and couldn't get the pump to work, and they left in a hurry. I was watching the car in front of us, and the two men had not moved at all, not an inch. They weren't talking, they weren't on their phones, they were just standing there still as stone. Okay, that's like giving me those creepy guys in like the black suits that show up, like when you're doing like if you were too close to figuring out like alien type stuff. I don't know, that's weird. That's just what that reminds me of. Or maybe, I don't know. Can there be black-eyed adults? I'm just wondering. Like, that was just the thought that just shot across. Like, there's black-eyed children. They're really weird. Can there be? I don't know. Anyways, let's see what she says. So, my sister and mom came running back out to the car, and when they got in, the two men slowly turned to look at us while not moving or pivoting the rest of their bodies, and I swear we all saw the same thing. They had dark eyes as pitch and empty. Dark as pitch and empty. Wait. Honest to God, no. I just like really winged this story. Okay? No. I winged this story. I just scrolled down and I was like, alright, I'll try this one. I didn't know that was fixing to be said. Okay, when I said that about the black-eyed adult, like, no. I did not know that. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. So they do have black eyes. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. So it says truly empty, not black, but reflecting, not black, not reflecting any light at all, just a void. So not even like just black and like just empty, like soulless, empty. Ugh. Okay. We sped out of there and didn't stop until we were in the next city. The worst about the entire experience, we couldn't find the place on any map. We knew exactly which spot on the interstate to look, and we couldn't find it on Google Maps or any paper map we had. We even asked locals about the creepy gas station out on that stretch of road and only got confused looks. We've traveled on that interstate since, and there is no rest stop. Wow, okay, so I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, so they're traveling, okay, and they just come across this rest stop that comes out of nowhere, like, okay. Well, those other people were there, so they must have saw it too. So that's kind of an interesting story. The rest stop just appeared. So since we know it was the black-eyed adults, which I did not know when I was reading that. I didn't know that's where that was going to go, but it did. So since we know that, could the black-eyed adults, could that been like, how do you explain that? Like those two guys being there, they're weird, they have no eyes, and they're like in this rest stop that just appears out of nowhere. So could it be, I don't know, alien related? Like could these black-eyed things that happen to people, I've not had it happen to me. Ooh. Not experienced that in real life, don't want to. But could it possibly be aliens that take form as us, or oh god, this just popped in my head. What if the kids that you are seeing and the adults that people see that's got the black eyes, what if, just maybe, they were previously abducted people and children, that the aliens take over that body, but since they are soulless, since aliens have no soul, I'm assuming, what if, like, because they say your eyes are like the window to your soul, right? They have no soul, so therefore they don't need a window. It's just black. Boom. We just, like, I don't know. That's coming in my head. What if these people were actually people that were missing, but see, when it happens to people, when you see, like, the black-eyed children or the adults, what if you're like, you know, I don't know, you're not thinking about, you can't remember what they look like, or you don't know how to, like, there's no way to begin to be able to figure out if that's a missing person. There's so many missing people, and I don't know, it's just a thought. Could have been alien abducted people, and then they just take form in that body, and there you go. I don't know, it's just a thought. But so I'll do these two stories. That's where I'll stop at. The Unrest stop. I'll literally stop at that one. And anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying this series I'm starting. Those were, I pulled up scariest stories on the internet, and that's what it pulled up. So it pulled up a whole list. I could go on and on, but those two, well, that title stuck out to me. The first one about the actual camp story, I was like, oh, I gotta do this, because this is like the vibe anyway. Like, we're camping, telling spooky stories, Sam After Dark type thing. But yeah, that title struck my attention, but I didn't read it. I just winged that story. I did not know that's where that was going. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Sam's After Dark, and I will get another one up soon. I'm gonna put this out here. If you haven't noticed, the video is a lot different, right? Quality might be better. there's no watermark. It's because your girl has upgraded. Thanks to her husband. I've got a MacBook now, and I've got Final Cut Pro editing software. So things are going to be better. Things are going to be a lot better from here on out. And it's only up from here. So I hope you enjoy this new and improved. I actually filmed a video yesterday giving the update, but I don't know, that video was just like, something wasn't working. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to do a Sam's After Dark, and I'll just tell you all about it in Sam's After Dark. Okay, so anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, bye. Don't forget to sleep with your lights on.